Hey guys, Dry Socket here, and today I want to take a look at the 1873. This one's by Uberti, and it is in 45 Colt. This is also a little bit longer than my 38. I use this for classic Cowboy, and this is a gun that I had prior to getting into Cowboy action. I got it because it's just a really pretty lever gun. I've always thought that I was eventually going to get into Cowboy, so I was like, well, that's a pretty lever gun. Maybe one day I'll use it. So I did get it. It is a little bit longer, like I said, than my 38, but as far as coming up on target, that extra weight is kind of helpful. I feel like I get it on target faster, but as I'm working the lever, just the weight of the gun, it's a little bit heavier, and I do wanna sag so it doesn't make me want to fire pretty fast, which is good there. So this is, like I said, an 1873. A couple differences between it and the 66. I know we've talked about this before, is it does have this safety right here. It's lever lock safety. Until that lever is down, the trigger cannot be depressed. So that is something that is very handy for Cowboy action. Can't really get an out of battery with it. And then the other thing is this plate is very easy to take off to access the internals for more thorough cleaning and whatnot. When you run this gun quickly, you got to pay attention to this screw right here. Every couple of stages, I just take a screw knife up with me and I just make sure that that one is tight, because if that gets a little out, a little wobbly, you're not going to feed correctly, and you're going to get some snags, and that'll slow you down. It is, this gun has been short stroked. This one's by Pioneer Gunworks, which is here in Oregon. Did that on this one, and they have a pretty good kit. Now, my 38 runs better. It was done by Jimmy Spurs of Cowboy Gunworks, and one of the things about it is it feels a little bit lighter when I'm doing that, and I think that's because he did a more thorough deburring. This one has a little bit of snags, so I might, next time I take it down, I might look for that and see if there's anything that we can polish to get it to run a little faster. But with all that in mind, let's see how it shoots. Yeah, so it shoots very, very nice. I was shooting this at a little bit further of a distance just due to what was open at the range. I'm actually shooting it at 100 yards there. You'll notice I'm wearing the aim cam. I didn't put footage from there because you can't really see anything. It gives you like just an extreme view of this, and you can't really see the target, so it didn't make any sense for me to post it. But I was wearing it. Now on this one, what I always recommend, get this lightened. That should be your kind of the first stop there. Because when you're loading it through, if that spring is heavy, you're gonna have a harder time doing that. So this spring, very light. Just gonna put a couple rounds in, and we'll take a look at how that action works. When we bring the lever down, what'll happen is the carrier will grab the bullet and come up. When I close, of course, we're gonna load that in, carrier goes back down, we fire. As I work the lever again, that's gonna take that bullet out, bring the next one up. When you do that, you can do that pretty quickly. And again, wear a hat to catch your brass. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can do a one-shot reload. A couple different ways to do it. Way that I like it, just close it up, right? Put it right in the side there, and then you're ready to go, okay? The other way that you can do it is you can come over the top. But in order to come over the top, you got that carrier in the way. So you'd have to depress the carrier, get your round in, kind of line it up going in here. There we go. Close it up and fire. You could tell a little fumbly doing that. One, I'm doing it backwards on my offhand looking into a mirror. But it's hard to get that carrier down, get the bullet lined up and going down there. It's just gonna be faster on a 73 to just come through the side. So fire, roll it over, put it in, and get it out. Let's take a look at that. So you might ask, what is a situation in when you'd have to reload one? Well, if the round calls for it, sometimes we'll shoot 10 and then we'll do a reload. But sometimes what'll happen is we'll accidentally jack a round out. Now that can just be that we fumbled with our lever, moving to targets, something didn't fire. A number of things can go wrong. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load 5 here. So I can only count to 5, 4, and 5. So just imagine that I'm coming in and I'm going here and I'm working at that speed. Now, when we're working on that speed, if everything goes bang and everything works out well, you can get things done very, very quickly. Sometimes what'll happen is we will actually jack the round out before we hit the trigger. I just so happened to do that totally on purpose, I'm sure, in this video here. So that is a reason to practice your one-shot reloads. If that was a stage, I would have lost a bullet. I would have had to take one from my person, load it up, and engage my last target, or take a miss, which is 5 seconds. If you can get your reload to be faster than 5 seconds, you're gonna save yourself some time doing that. So this is an Uberti 1873 lever action. This one is in Colt 45. You can actually call this a long Colt because the barrel on this one is quite a bit longer than most of the guns I shoot. It has been short stroked by Pioneer Gunworks. Again, I think they did a great job. I'm not saying anything against that. I think this runs very nice, very quickly. It just has a little bit of a catch, and that's just something that either is going to disappear as I shoot this gun more and more, which is something that happens. I do not have many rounds through this, or just something that some oil and some polish can take care of the next time I clean the gun. But it runs very smooth. I enjoy it. I like the weight of this a lot coming up on target for my first shot. But the more shots I do with it, and especially later in the day, I'm a weak old man, right? It wants to drift on me. Was shooting it on this video at 100 yards. Pretty darn accurate, you know. It has I've upgraded the sight a little bit there. You can see I've got a nice big brass bead on the end there, so it was nice to get on target. The leather wrappings were also done by Pioneer there. They look really good. If I was gonna do anything further to this gun, I might get a flat trigger to replace that out. I like the feel on that. I think that's easier coming back and avoiding that trigger miss, which makes you need to do the reload. So that's something that might get upgraded on this one in the future. Currently in Classic Cowboy, I'm really enjoying shooting my 66. So this is a backup rifle at this time. So I don't know how much I will tinker with it on this season. But again, this is a great gun. This is you know, again, the Uberti. Couple differences on the 73 versus the 66. You got that lever lock safety there. And then of course you've got this faceplate that comes off very easy to get into the internals of the gun. This is a great pickup. I think you'll see a lot of people shooting the 1873 in all divisions that it's allowed in cowboy action shooting, and it's a wonderful gun. Very easy to work on. Everybody makes parts for this, so it's very easy to switch out, you know, a carrier or a spring or, you know, any number of things you can find the parts for. A lot of guns, that's difficult. Something goes awry and you need a new whatever, it can be hard to track it down. 73, you're not gonna run into that problem. You can find everything you need from a number of different folks, including short stroke kicks if you want to do the work yourself. I am not good enough to do that, so I've had other people do my short stroking for me. But there's a lot of different kits. I think the Cowboy and Indians kit and the Boogie kit are the best kits to get. I really like Jimmy Spurs. Jimmy Spurs is more than just a kit. It's a whole tune-up to the gun. I think he does phenomenal stuff. He's been the favorite that I've shot thus far. But the Cowboy and Indians and the Pioneer kit, very, very good as well. Well, that is all for today. You guys have a good one. Get out there and shoot.